Hello everyone. I hope you are doing good out there and working towards upgrading your technical skills, be it SAP, be it ABAP, or be it any other technology. So it was an extended weekend in India. Unfortunately, not for me, but then most of my friends. So some festival seasons are going on in India, Dashera, and then even Diwali is also on the way. But I was keeping very busy because of my new project uh, currently going on, and then I'm getting a lot of work and I need to take care of for my clients, because in US it's not the way it works in India. They have their different deadlines and targets. So anyway, so before I move ahead, I will take 2 minutes of your time. I have created a new website, sap-technical.weebly.com. I have also given the link on my old website, which was the Google site, this one. So if you open this site, Latest ABAP, you will see the link here. Visit my new website for more updates. So the benefit of this new website is that I can embed the videos directly on the main page. You can just hit on the play button and you can watch it right there. I have given some more details, but then main thing is the videos. And then I am also trying to create a blog wherein I'll give some information, and then you guys can post your comments there. So it will be like real time. I can respond to your queries there on that particular topic. So that is also I'm trying to do, but then I don't know up to which extent I'll be able to do because of my very busy schedule. So managing between job, family, and then the videos. But then please visit this website regularly, sap-technical.weebly.com, because going forward I'll be posting more details on this. This web page looks more interactive, it looks better than the Google site, so I'm trying to use this another free resource. And then let me just go to my YouTube videos list. So my last video was on switch framework, and then I can see that more than 200 people have already watched it, uploaded on September 28th. So thank you guys for watching it, and then special thanks to the people who have liked it. I tried my best to explain the concept on switch framework, but then I did the recording in a different laptop and I tried to hide a lot of details there. The reason being, in my system, which I generally use for recording the videos, it's not on the latest support patch level. So if I try to use the transaction SFW1, I face some issues. You can see leave transaction, it's for internal SAP use. So this particular software or this particular version of SAP which I am using for the recording is not on the latest patch, due to which this transaction SFW1, W2 and all, it was not released for the customers or for us. So but what I wanted to explain, if you remember what I explained in the video of switch framework, which means I'm talking about this video, this particular video. So in this video I explained that you go to SFW1, you create a switch there, and then you assign a package. Okay, so when you assign a package, which means this particular tab, there it looks little different, so don't worry about that, tabs remain same. So when you assign a package in the switch framework, you can just enable or disable all the objects related to that package, but then there are some of the objects which cannot be controlled by a package. For example, the screen number or the contents on the screen, the menu node, the views, clusters, customization, IMG nodes. So what happens for these things, if you remember, I also gave an example there in which I tried to assign a switch in the screen content. So if you remember, so if you assign a switch in a particular screen or a content of the screen and you go to this tab, that screen number should appear there. You'll get a pop-up, you hit it, and then you'll get the screen number. So basically this particular tab will try to show you all the screens for which a switch is enabled, okay, or the screen contents which are assigned a switch. So that's the use of this tab. Probably I didn't explain that point in my last video. Similarly, the menu node and the views and all. So anyway, I have no other option than to leave this transaction, and you can see that it's no cancel and why. So I think definitely there is a big problem here, and obviously SAP has rectified this, but my SAP component or the SAP support pack is not on the latest one, and that is fine. So let me just go to my agenda. Switch framework is done, and I'm sure if you have gone through that video, you can easily crack an interview based on that. BTE I have completed. I have tried to make it as simple but at the same time as comprehensive as possible. Okay, I wanted to take a session on how to design a database. Means whenever you get a requirement to design some custom tables. But then I have been getting a lot of requests through email and on my Facebook page through messages and all that I should finish the forms first. So that is fine. I'm going to work on the. So if you remember earlier we had this page completely full, but now I think we are pretty much in a clean shape. So help you project, these things I will be taking at the end. So normally we call it RISEF. I explained report, interface, convergence, enhancement, forms. Report is done, interface. BTC and iDocs are a part of interface. BAPs are also part of interface, which I have covered. PI, the middleware I don't have, and then I don't want to use my office laptop to show that because sometimes it shows some of the sensitive data and I cannot compromise with my client security. So I'll see if I can install PI in my laptop in an IDOS version. But then for now, report interfaces, convergence again, BDC, PAPI. LSMW is pending. I'll see. I'll work on that enhancement. So this is done. Form is pending. Sometimes we also call it like this, RISEF. W means workflow. So workflow is here, and then in RISEF we have forms. So I'm deleting this for now. So we are going to work on the forms, SAP Script, Smartform, Adobe Forms. BADI I'll cover after object oriented. These things are pretty simple. I'll cover at the end, but it's not on high priority. So having said that, what I'm trying to explain here is that if you have been following me through all my videos, and if you are successfully going to, if you can successfully follow the sessions on the form, means the tutorials on the forms, especially the scripts and smart forms, then you are a good ABAP consultant with at least, you are as good as a 3 years or a 4 years experienced ABAP consultant. That's my guarantee. So you have to follow the video seriously, and then people who are already experienced and watching it, especially from ABAP, they might have a different point of view. So I'm not inviting you to basically get any confusion here. You are good with the concept, so you don't need to watch these videos, because it's basically the explanation and all, it's quite different. I try to explain it in a way so that even a layman can also understand it. So for experienced ABAP consultants, it's not required. You guys can carry on with your experience. You can do the things based on the way you have learned it and executed it till now. Okay, so I think enough of the lecture. Let's move to the topic, forms. And next would be database. LSMW I'll keep pending for the last, and then I want to jump on object oriented after this so that we can cover BADI. And once you are good with object oriented and you learn BADI, then you are good to learn WebDin Pro, you are good to learn HANA and other topics. Okay, registering object, this also not on high priority. Okay, okay. So these 3 topics related to object oriented workflow, you can learn better if you know the object oriented concept. So after object oriented and BADI, we'll go to workflow. For now, let's focus on forms. Okay, coming to Adobe Forms, I believe there is some problem with the Java stack. SFP is the T code for, oh no, SFP is the T code for Adobe Forms. Let me see if I can display an Adobe form. Okay, so I was trying to check if I can give some uh, details on Adobe form, but then I'm getting some errors, so runtime exception. So looks like there is an issue with the Java stack in this system. So Adobe form I cannot explain on this system, so I'm putting this for last. If I can arrange for a system, we'll see. Let's give some random number. Okay, at least scripts and Smartforms we can do for now. So let's move out of this. So in today's session I will try to give you the concept. It's going to be more theoretical because you should have the proper idea before you jump into the forms. And the other thing, trust me, it's very simple. If you have the concepts of internal table and work area, you know how to loop the data, then you are you are good to go with the forms concept. Okay, so let me just open an Excel sheet here. Okay, so let's say I'll take a scenario in India, and then I think it's applicable to most of the places, or I would say all the places. So you go to a retail store. For example, in India we have some big retailers, even Walmart is also here now. But I'll talk about, let's say, hyper city, or maybe more mega store, or for that matter any supermarket. So you go there and you pick the items in your basket, and then you go to the billing counter, and what happens, that guy takes all the goods, scans it one by one, places in a wrapper or some poly bag, and generates an invoice for you. So you have to understand what exactly is happening here in the background. And for example, we'll talk about a scenario wherein the retailer is using SAP. So let's say you picked Maggie, you picked some biscuit, you picked refined oil, you picked a chocolate. Okay, rice, for example, you picked a tea packet. Let's say you picked these 6 items. Okay, now you put it in the trolley, and then you are going to the billing counter. That guy takes all these goods, scans it one by one, and then the data goes in the system. So basically what they scan the barcode. Now just think it in a different way, think it from SAP perspective. So that particular retail shop, we will call it as a site, because in retail we call it a site. And then you go to that site, you are picking the goods from there, and then you go to the billing counter. That billing guy actually scans it, and in the back end it creates a sales order in SAP. Okay, it creates a sales order. So Maggie 1 quantity, biscuit 1 quantity, 1 each, we'll say. Refined oil 1 liter, chocolate 1, rice 1 kg, tea 1. Okay, let's say we put the units here, each, L, each, kg. Okay, so wherein we are putting each means it's a packet. So the moment it gets scanned and it gets entered in the system, these details, immediately a sales order will be created, which means you are asking that you want these items from that retailer, and then immediately this sales order is confirmed because these items were available in the stock. That's why you picked it. Available and then confirmed. So if the sales order is confirmed, a delivery will be created, and delivery is created in the back end. Why in the back end? Because it's already delivered to you. You are owning those items now. Obviously you are yet to pay the bill, but then immediately a delivery is created. Now against the delivery, a billing would be generated. So basically this is what you get in. This is where you get an invoice. So billing means you have to get an invoice. Delivery, it will be an express shipment kind of thing, wherein shipment, the moment you place the sales order, it's automatically confirmed, and delivery is also confirmed because it's actually delivered to you, only the billing is pending. So you are standing there, and then that guy tells you the amount and tells you that, sir, this is the billing, this is the billing amount. You give him or her your credit card, and then the moment the payment is done, you get an invoice copy. Okay, so here we are getting only one copy, only one, I would say, document, which is a hard copy. So why we get a hard copy here? Because it's a legal requirement as per the existing rules or policies or government laws. We should get an invoice against which we are making the payment, or it's invoice come receipt, both, because first you make the payment and then you get an invoice. So it's invoice come receipt because on that invoice you also get the card details or cash payment details, or if you make the payment via Sodexo coupons or any other ticket coupons or whatever, so you get those details. So it's invoice come receipt. So you get a legal document. Okay, now how that legal document looks like, I am sure whosoever is watching this video, there is a high chance that you would have visited some kind of retailer and then you would have got a bill from them, a billing document or an invoice. So for an invoice, there is an invoice number. Now let's talk about some other things also. Let's say you are a member of that retailer, and then that retail group, and then you get some discounts also based on the membership. Okay, so you are going to get an invoice, and how that invoice looks like. So every retailer would have a different invoice format or a layout, but at the same time that layout has to comply with the government regulations, which means it should look like this: store name, address, phone number. So let's make it like this: ABC retail company. Okay, address is, for example, sector 50, Noida. Phone number is 123456789. Okay, then here they have to mention their TIN number, let's say some other number here, PAN number or whatever, DIN number, whatever, XYZ, some kind of number, some tax related. Okay, then if you are a member and you swiped your membership card, then member name, and it's your name, let's say my name, membership account number, some number here. Okay, like this, and then here you will be having some header. So guys, just focus on this, because if you are good with this concept, then you won't feel any problem going forward. Like this, let's say, and then let's make some boundaries here. Let me just try to make it like this. Okay, let's say it's having some length and width. It all depends on their printer, what kind of printer they have. Normally they have a small printer which prints a lengthy page, but the width is very less. Okay, so these details will be there. Then there will be some header, serial number, item, details, quantity, price, total price. Okay, like this. Let's say serial number 1, and then what all things we purchased. Maggie, let's say quantity 1, price let's say 40 rupees, and total price 38 rupees. Okay, let's say the retailer gives you some discount, which means discount percentage. You put a 5% discount here. And since this is the header, let's make it bold. Let's make it like this. Okay, looks little better now. And then next is where is my format painter? Next is some biscuit, let's say hide and seek, quantity 1, MRP 25, total price 25, discount 0, no discount on this. Next is what? Rice, quantity 5 kg. Price let's say 400, total price 350, or maybe some better figure, let's say 360, discount percentage 10, something like this. It could be a rough one, not a final one, but then you get this kind of billing, this kind of an invoice. Here you get total items. Oh no, total items let's say 3. Okay, and then total amount, so it comes around 465. Total discount, so here you have to give the amount, how much discount you gave. So basically it will be the difference between this and this. So for 40 rupees here, 2 rupees here, total discount 42 rupees. That calculation will be done in the back end, and we will be doing it similar kind of thing, so don't worry. Total discount, card number through which the payment was done, let's say some MX card you made the payment, and then you also get the receipt code or transaction receipt code, which means once you get the confirmation from the credit card company. Okay, so this is how an invoice normally looks like. and then he will just tear it off and give it to you. You go, and then the guy, the security guard, gets it from you, and then sometime they will also try to tally the items in your trolley, and then they will put a stamp here, delivered. So that is when it's finally delivered to you. And then once you move out, it's up to you. If you have any complaints, you can go to the customer service desk and then get it rectified, any escalations, price escalation and all. But then this is how a typical form looks like in case of a retail scenario where you are going to buy some daily goods, daily usable goods. Now this is when it was happening in Noida, so somewhere in India. Okay, now when it happens in India, then as per the legal requirements the form should look like this. But then when it happens in US, let's say same Walmart, when it happens in US, they want to make some changes here. Let's say they want to capture the phone number of the member. Just an example, it can vary. This TIN number might become some other number, and then this might go from here to here. Okay, here you might have a logo, and this might come from here to here. This might go there. This serial number might become 01, 02, something like this, let's say. Okay, and then these things from here, it goes here. Just giving an example, these things from here, it goes here. Okay, so this is how the form in US looks like. So there is a significant change here, but the transaction remains same, which means the transaction which generates an invoice remains same. Now how to deal with this situation? So this was a very simple example. We have to have two different layouts, one for billing in India with the Indian requirements, Indian regulations, one for billing in US with US regulations. But the backend transaction remains same. Now in the same way, in SAP, when we create the invoice using the transaction VF01, so the expectation is that the invoice will be processed only by VF01, but then based on the country, based on the state, based on the city, or based on the different requirements, the form layout will be changing. Even though the backend data remains same, some of the key data might vary, but the form layout will be changing. So let me just try to pick an existing billing document and see if there is an output assigned to it. So these varying requirements, varying layouts, we use the concept of output types. So we will be having different output types. Let me just take one billing document. It's taking time, so I'll just pause it. Okay, so whatever I navigated, just don't worry about it. For now, just look at the message type RD00. I'll be explaining the concept again. I click on this button, print preview. I think I should again put it on pause. Okay, so I can see an output here. What I did, don't worry about it, I'm going to explain it in more detail. So I can see some kind of invoice here. Okay, some kind of invoice, some line item, some material, some amount, some quantity. It's all German. So anyway, it's not a problem. Something, something, some footer. Okay, some header. So I got this kind of output, no logo. So this is how an output looks like. And then there are two things which we are going to deal with now, that is SAP Script and Smartforms. So I'm going to explain more on it in my next video. I'll start from Script. What we are going to do, we are going to create SAP Script from scratch. That is something which is going to help you in terms of understanding the standard scripts. So just remember, in real time we do not create SAP Script. What we do, we copy the existing scripts and modify it. Otherwise, if we have to create one, we generally try to create a smart form or an Adobe form. Okay, so how we create it, what are the transactions involved, that I'll explain in my next video. But in today's video, I just wanted to explain the concept of the forms. I know I didn't explain much, but then it's good to start with, and I have already consumed around 30 minutes, so I think I'll stop here. And it's midnight in India, so I need to catch up with my sleep. But guys, I'll again try to continue tomorrow. I'll cover a few more videos so that we can complete the SAP Script. Again, I'm going to get busy this week, I think midweek onwards, for some more time. So then after that I'll start on Smartforms. But yes, we will complete everything as we completed earlier, so don't worry about it. And tomorrow we'll focus more towards SAP transactions. Today it was more theoretical on Excel sheet. Tomorrow it will be more towards SAP. So thank you guys for being with me. If you were able to understand the concept, please hit a like button on this video, and I promise that the next video is going to be even more interesting. And please keep on visiting my website sap-technical.weebly.com, so that you get the latest updates here, and there is a link on videos, and more videos. You can get all the videos directly plugged in here. So thank you guys, and then see you again tomorrow.